What's up, guys? I'm Taylor with TK Disc Golf, and today we've got the new MVP distance drivers, the Nitro and the Octane. They're both 23mm rims, so that's the biggest rim size that MVP has to offer currently, and these things are pretty fast, and they're awesome feeling in the hand. They've got a little bit more dome than we've seen in the past with other MVP drivers and discs. Usually MVP discs are fairly flat, but these actually have dome, so that's kind of nice. So the Nitro is described to be overstable / stable, so just depending on your arm speed. For me, it's flying fairly overstable. Tyler, he can get it to fly straighter for a little bit longer, but it's still got a nice, good finish. This one's a 172 gram. Like I said, the dome on these things is great, so it gives them a good bit of a glide boost to them as well with this dome. Then the Octane is described to be stable / slightly understable. So you can sit there and give this thing on a good hyzer, it'll flip up, drift right a little bit, and come back left. So I would call it like a beat destroyer, whereas the Nitro is kind of like a brand new, fresh, overstable destroyer. So yeah, let's see how these things fly. Alright, to start off, we are throwing the Nitro first. It's a 172 gram, and the disc that reminds me of a Nitro is an overstable Star Destroyer. So if you got one of those old beefy AJ Star Destroyers, I think you'll really like one of these. Saying you sit there, throw it flat, it's going to go straight for, I'd say, like 50% of the fight before it sits there and starts to fade out of it with a good hard finish. We had a little bit of a headwind today, so we were losing a little bit of distance because of that, but I don't think it was affecting the flight too much. But for this disc, if you want to get it to turn over, you're going to have to force it over on like a hard anhyzer throw, similar to something like this. It'll sit there and hold the line fairly well for like 50-60% of the flight, and then towards the end, it'll sit there and hook up really good. So you can get some good distance out of that type of throw. But really, I like this disc because the higher power players, you're going to be able to sit there and get this to go straighter for a lot longer than someone like me. I throw like 325, maybe 350 at the most. Whereas Tyler, since he is over that 400-foot range, he really was enjoying this disc because it can handle the power into a headwind, still go straight, and still get good distance out of it. Now with the forehands, our forehand is fairly developed, but not like 350 feet or more or anything like that. We hit about 300 with forehand. So Tyler was throwing with some good anhyzers and getting some good flex shots. Alright, so up next we got the Octane, and this is what I would call like a really seasoned Star Destroyer. So if you got a beat-in Star Destroyer that gets a good hyzer flip with a little bit of turn and then that still has that consistent fade at the end, that's what I would call this disc. Obviously these first couple shots the headwind was a little stronger, so it was getting them to turn over a lot longer than normal, but once the wind died down a little bit, we were hyzer flipping them. It can actually hold a good hyzer if you throw it high, so we threw it on a good high hyzer, and it can actually hold a hyzer line. You just got to give a little bit of a height. But really, once we worked in the height and how high to release it and how much high to release it, was really good for flipping up to flat, going straight, and then fading left, just like a good seasoned Star Destroyer would. This is probably going to be the farthest flying disc I think MVP is going to have to offer. So if you get one of these in like the mid 160s to like the high 150 range, I think you can sit there and really crush on it. We really like to see this disc in fission plastic also to give it that good extra gyro boost with the fission technology. But for me, this disc is actually going straight in my bag, not only because it's orange, but it was hitting 350 with it. It's a 169 gram, so for me to hit 350, I haven't done that in quite a while, so I was really excited about that. And this thing can actually handle a forehand pretty well. Sit there and throw a little bit of hyzer, it'll go straight and then fade. If you throw it flat, it's going to get a little bit of turn, and then it'll actually come out of it pretty well. But yeah, it's good for hyzers, it's good for turnovers. This disc can do it all, so I'm really excited to see how this thing plays out. Alright, I just want to thank you guys for watching our review of the Nitro and the Octane. They're both really great discs. They're that getting close to that max distance speed, and if you're a big Destroyer fan, I think you're going to love these two molds. So make sure to pick one of these up on the 27th, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So don't forget to subscribe, and then check out our Instagrams and all that stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching.